Hi, hope you have a wonderful day. Dr. Mac's Garden Style. Here's Dr. Mac, and today I'm going to do a beautiful floral bouquet. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm at a flower wholesaler, see what wonderful flowers they have, and let's make something really beautiful and unique. My last floral arrangement was burgundy and really attractive to me, but today I want to go, I think, with some lighter colors. A lot of it depends on what's available here, what they have, and I'm just kind of looking around. We're a little late, so a lot of things unfortunately have already sold out, but I see some baby's breath there, some dahlia. This is a nice dahlia. I could build something around this. This is a nice coloration here with the, I guess it's almost a tan to burgundy. Of course, yellow. It's nice bright yellow chrysanthemums. That's a beautiful color. And this whole section just smells of eucalyptus. But let's see what else they may have. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more here to take a look at. Here's some chrysanthemums. No, those are dianthus carnations. Here's some more mums. Just gonna kind of look around and see what's available. I was thinking I wanted to go with a really bright color, but this is grabbing my eye, and I may do something in the orange color palette, kind of orange to yellow. I think this could be a centerpiece of a wonderful bouquet. If you've never done floral arrangements, I really encourage you to get into it. It's soothing. It is really fun. You get to play with colors. I see it as painting with foliage. As I mentioned, Blair wanted to pick up some eucalyptus for herself. I'm not sure what she wants to do with it, but I'm like, go ahead. This is the best place to get it. Lilies are really pretty, but I don't like the idea of building a floral arrangement around the lilies. I just don't feel as though they hold the blooms long enough. Of course, it's a matter of perspective, how long you want it to last, but also the lilies are closed and then they open, but when they open, they don't sit there and hold that bloom long enough for me. Is that enough? That's one bunch.
It's a really big bunch, I think.
It is. So if I want to go light and airy today, I want to go with brighter colors, then I'm thinking of starting to build around this white. And if I'm thinking like white to green, this white to chartreuse, very limey green and white coloration, then I start to imagine what it would look like. You just start to kind of put it together. Now, this is another one. I just love these so much. This white here is kind of going in the wrong direction, but it could add a little bit of color contrast, a little bit of pop. I might come back to that. We'll see. And I know you said it's like real simple because it's just right now just going green and white, and everything has kind of green and white in it. So you may want to get a pop of color. But definitely foliage as well to just kind of thicken it up. I really like big, blousy. So there. But I'm concerned that these may not be enough. Kind of increase this, and then maybe I'll let this be more of an accent. I won't increase that too much more. So this is in that same family, but fading away from the chartreuse coloration. But I have a very similar, and then you have to decide if I want to use these two together or those two similar. And I feel like they're kind of similar, and if I use them both, I feel like I'm getting a little wild with the look. Or we could always add in the peony, which brings in a little bit more of the white. Now, if you want, we could skip the peony, and we can do, which I haven't done anything with roses yet, so we can skip the peony. I put the peonies back, and we could do a white rose instead. So, staying in that same kind of green, limey green color, that coloration, that faint green, we can skip the peonies and go with the roses, which I haven't done much with roses. We've worked with peonies before, but not with roses. Okay, which one do you feel a more compliment? And I feel like this actually may be better than the peony because it elevates it. Roses is a elevate. Now this poppy, I think this is really good for texture. And the great thing is with this, when this bouquet is over, I'm not going to throw away these poppy seeds. I'm going to keep these, and then they'll dry and they'll turn brown, and I'll be able to use them later. But I'm definitely getting these. Even if I don't use these in the bouquet, I'm going to get them and let these dry out, because I just think that texture is just you have to have it. And then we have the poppies, and I feel like we're finishing up now. And the only thing I would want to add is something that is a good contrasting color, just a pop of color in a different direction, and then that's it. Bam, that black would be mixed in, just to because you got all of this white, this pale green, and you got the green, and then you have this pop of a hard dark coloration just to break it up, just so it isn't one note. I think that would be nice. But I'm not sure if this is the one we want to get or if we want to get something else. So let's keep looking around and see if we want something else. We'll set it aside for now and see if there's something else we want to get that may contrast with this really well. It has the green, see that little limey green interior in there? So that might be a little bit of a better color match. Tell you what, it just grabbed my eye. This is it right here. That's it. See Kangaroo Paw. And this is very similar to what I was looking at before, but it actually has a bit of as it opens up, it's a bit limey green on the interior. Now, there are only two here. This one has a little bit of wilt, and I see some mold on that, so I don't want to get this one. But if I'm going color contrast, I definitely kind of wanted to go to that burgundy color. This is good, but this is better. And for anyone thinking I haven't adjusted to UK temperatures as to why I have a jacket on right now, that's not it at all. It is a chilled room in here where the flowers are, so I know that I have to bring a jacket because it is cold in here. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's very cold, which is perfect for the plants, but not perfect for me to walk around in here. I saw a guy in here a couple minutes ago. He just had on a t-shirt. It was a bold man because he had on a t-shirt and shorts. In here, it's chilly.
I wanted the eucalyptus to just give more of a spa-like experience when I take a shower and whatnot. I'm really into baths and showering and just making the most luxurious moment I can make when I'm taking a shower. And my new thing, I wanted some eucalyptus.
And she predominantly had just roses. This is a lot more foliage and flowers than what she got with just her roses. But I think this is going to make a really beautiful bouquet. The house needs more flowers. So I like to arrange floral arrangements, and this is one that I've been excited about all day. And the base of it is going to be hypericums. These berries were what grabbed my attention when I first started looking at flowers earlier today. I love to go into the wholesaler not knowing exactly what I'm going to buy. Now, I had an idea that I wanted to do something bright, airy, and pastel, but this is what stood out first. This is what jumped out to me the most. And I said, okay, I love this color. It is limey, it's green, and let's build around it. It wasn't my first intention, but it grabbed my attention. So let's get these cleaned up a little bit, and let's go through everything. Set aside what I don't need. Building off of that, I was thinking to myself, all right, let's stay light, let's stay airy, and let's stay green. I love to do complementary colors when I'm working with these floral arrangements. And this is, oh, look at that. I love all of these. Now I have a couple of stars of the show. Here's a nice foliage that I wanted to add in, because the color combination that I came up with as I was looking at what was available And the wholesaler is, I said, you know what, let's go. We're going green, and we're gonna stay in this chartreuse color, right? We want to stay with this green. We want it to be limey. And then I wanted to start adding in some flowers. Started to add in a bit of color, still thinking green, limey, and then I said, okay, what color goes well with that? Because I wanted something that was complementary. And these whites, I said, oh, look at that. I said, that just looks beautiful. It just really, I thought this would be a great color to add in as well. Thinking green, thinking white, I started to build off of what was available. And then I just kept going, staying predominantly in that same color scheme. And then the next thing that jumped out were these dahlia. And these are white, but with that green tint to them. And I said, these are going to be part of the centerpiece. And I said, okay. I started looking for similar shapes, similar color flowers, but you know, a slightly different growth pattern. And I found these peonies, and I love peonies. Especially now as we're coming close to what I call normally the end of peony season. Towards the end of spring is when you're getting towards the end of peony season. And so, oh, those are actually fragrant. I love that color on those. And I love the smell. But I love the colors. I said, okay, this is not going as pastel as I wanted, but I want to let the flowers guide me. And especially in a situation like this where I don't have a specific color palette that has been established by anyone else, I can set my own color palette. And in that case, I said, okay, let me set my own color palette. If I can, I will. And that's what I went in with the intention to do. And I'm really happy with what I was able to pick up. Now, I won't lie, I spent a bit of money on this. You know, I've gone in before into wholesalers to buy. And you can, if you find the right wholesaler in your area and you have the opportunity to get in there, you can definitely buy some beautiful flowers. But understand, it's going to cost a bit more because you're buying in bulk, right? In bulk is what you have to think about, that you're buying these in bulk. So you may end up with a bit more than what you want. But that's how the wholesalers sell. Luckily for me, I didn't have to have a wholesaler license at this particular location. But you still have to buy it in bulk. Look at these poppies. And I knew that this was going to add a tremendous amount of shape and texture. Now these poppies, I will definitely keep these even after this bouquet goes over, because I'll dry these and let them turn into brown, and I'll be able to really be able to reuse them over and over again in the future. Now the last two things that we have here is eucalyptus, and I'm not going to use all of this eucalyptus because I have a couple bunches of it, but this eucalyptus, supremely fragrant. This will definitely be used, but not all of it. I'm not going to use all of it. Some of it is actually going to my wife. And the centerpiece that we're going to focus off of is this kangaroo's paw. And I had the white, and I'm thinking complementary colors, complementary, all the way up to the end. And at the very end, I said, okay, I've gone complementary. Now, what can I do to contrast and get a little bit of texture and color? This kangaroo's paw jumped out at me and said, oh, I'm your huckleberry. This is exactly what I needed to finish this up. This is going to be that color contrast, that pop of color, and that's going to look really good. All right, next I have to decide which vase I want to use. I have a few here. I may go back with the same vase that I used before. I've purchased several that I thought would look really good. And here are the three that have grabbed my attention so far. Considering the amount of flowers that I have, I think this opening is going to be too narrow. So I don't think I'm going to go with this one. It's nice, but I don't think I'm going to use it. Now this one still is high up on the list. I'm leaning towards this one because I feel as though the green, which I've used before, this is a beautiful vase. I love it. But I'm thinking maybe a little too green. There's a lot of green going on already with this. You know what? I may end up doing both, but I'm gonna start with this beautiful clear one. Let's start building. Now this time, I actually remembered to add my water. A lot of times I don't. Once this is built, I'm going to add quite a bit more water just to make sure that all the plant stems are in water. Of course, the rule of thumb is that you don't want anything in the water but the plant stem. Some nice plant food. Floral Vital. Okay, now what do you want to start with? Me, I'm thinking I like to start at the outside, work my way in. I know what I want the interior to be, the kangaroo paw. I'm gonna start with a little bit of this eucalyptus. I'm gonna go side to side and just gonna kind of create in my mind something similar to a nest. There we are. And so this is the outer frame and it's just going straight in. There's a lot that I want to get added into this. I'm very particular about not having leaves in the water. I'd also like to vary the height a little bit. I don't like everything to be at the exact same height. I feel like height variance just adds a bit more. White dahlia going in. Well, this one will be a little bit shorter than the others. I don't need the secondary leaves at all. Just stem on that. Just want the stem. Don't want the foliage at all. Just the stems. So as the colors started to come together in my head and I started to think about it, and I was thinking, okay, I'm ending up with more of a frosty, glacial look is what it started to come out as, where we're focusing on this white fading into this beautiful green chartreuse. The eucalyptus has this almost silvery tint to it. You can see that there. As you can start to see now, it's just kind of coming together a little bit. I don't want any of these dahlia necessarily to be in the center. That's not where they are going to live. Didn't buy a tremendous amount of foliage here, but what I did have, I think, is going to go really well. There we are. Now, what were some of the original stars of the show for me? I just love the texture change up here. Again, don't need those leaves. A little bit at the top, won't hurt too much, but it really is for me all about the berries. And I'll leave a little bit in there just to kind of keep that looking good. Those berries are nested. There we go. Let's just strip those off. There we go. Quicker. Again, I'll leave a little bit of that foliage around the top. It's a little taller than I want it to be. Let's drop that down. There we are. Just let that nest in between those flower blooms. I want these to be a little short. I don't want these to stand above. I want them to really sit at height with the dahlia. And so these two are the highest. You see this is lower. I want the rest to be a bit lower than these. I don't want them to be as tall. I love these because they come in so many different colors, and these greens are just what stood out today. There are rules, of course, to floral design. There are rules to how you put all this together. I want to change it up a little bit, just get some different texture in there, because I feel like it's a little thin on the flowers. Now this is intended to sit interior and just kind of fill in a little bit. It's a little tall still. There we go. a little less upright. This is very upright so far. So I don't mind that this has a little bit of a turn on it. I actually want it to do that a little bit. Let's get a bit of the foliage in there just to kind of thicken it out, because I feel like right now it's looking very stemmy. I'm seeing a lot of stems. Just to, there we go. That looks immediately, that looks better because it's filling in a lot of those gap spacers. Because I insist on not having a lot of leaves down into the water, below the water line, where I know that water line is going to sit. I don't want leaves there. You end up with just a lot of stems. So you have to add in a bit of foliage to just fill that in, so you don't end up with that lower level looking very just stemmy. And you can use a lot of different plants to fill in on something like this, especially when one of your main colors is green, right? So there's a tremendous amount of green foliage that's available to you that you could add in. There's a lot of different options. But as you can see, playing off of the eucalyptus color, which is that green, with that shiny green, almost that silvery green, and then playing off of the berries here, which is more of that lime color. Don't see yet, and you may not see at all in this display, a lot of what I'd call a dark green coloration, because this just isn't the color palette that I was working with here. But starting to come together. I think they're starting to come together a little bit. Not quite there yet, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's really as simple, because I love to go in complementary colors. Didn't want to add too many different colors in here. And we'll just kind of go back and add in some of the things that we already have. That's standing a little taller than I like. There we go. Leaving space, again, that monkey's paw, kangaroo paw is going to go into the center. That'll be that last piece that I add in. I want to add in a couple of the stars to the show. And there's a lot of stars. I feel like this entire arrangement is made up of several stars, and another one of the big stars is definitely going to be the peony. Now this peony is beautiful. It is a white with just a hint of green. And that's just to thicken that up, fill in the colors. Look at this. And it's just a different shape. That's all we wanted. Now these peonies are already open. Sometimes I buy peonies that are deep in bud, and you have to do a few things to get those to make sure that they open all the way up. These were already opening up when I purchased them, but I did pick the ones that were a bit more closed up still. A lot of foliage to cut off here. Just want the flowers at the end of the stem. That's what I'm looking for. You know what, I'm gonna take this one off too. And this one. That's all I want. And this is gonna go a bit more interior. Beautiful. Starting to come together now. You can, hopefully you're starting to see what the design is giving us. But just to add in a bit more texture, let's get this poppy in there. I love this form. I don't know why I always want to work across when I could just turn it towards me. Okay, that's nice. These are beautiful, really long stems. Oh, it's really coming together well now. And these poppy are not intended to stand above anything else. I love the idea of looking across the floral design and seeing different elements. I like to actually, in my head, I'm hiding things. I'm not intending for, at first glance, everything to be visual and just right there in your face. especially with a design like this where you have so many similar colors and so many similarities, but there are some elements that should just pop out at you, that as you look at it longer, not in that first quick glance. And I wanted to repeat. This is the element that I wanted to repeat, right? The smaller berry here, larger poppy, smaller berry, larger poppy. I wanted to repeat that because I feel like it's a beautiful combination and it also contrasts really well. So this has come together well. I think I like it now. It's starting to fill out. I like this actually flowing over, falling down to the sides. That is a look that I like. And you say, okay, well, how much more do you want to add to this? Well, there's a bit more, but I told you, I think I'm going to do 2. So I want to leave some of this for the second vase. I'm going to do 2 vases of this, and this is the first, and I like it. It looks full to me. I like the color. There's 1 peony that I have left. I'm going to hold that. But now let's move on to the star of the show. And this is the kangaroo paw. And this was intentionally purchased and added to change texture and color. Oh, there we are. And that's it. And I did want this to sit a little above everything else. Not too much, right? You don't want it standing too far above, but I did. So as I mentioned, those poppies where I wanted them to be a bit hidden, the kangaroo paw, not so. I want it to stand out. It is again that centerpiece in this entire arrangement. And there, it's almost like antlers. But it's not balanced just yet. You have a line going here, and so there's nothing cutting across on this side. I may get 2 more in here. I just want 1 here. Again, these are kind of more interior. I want to remain consistent with that. And then I have 1 more that I want to add on the other side. On this side right here, I want 1 to go in here. So it's just kind of framed. It's almost a circle framing the interior here. I love exotic plants. The last bouquet I put together was centered around a South African flower, Protea. And here we have the kangaroo paw, which is such a unique plant. I love to build designs around unique floral. I will tell the truth, you've never seen me work with roses, not yet. Now, this is debatable. I like the height variance here. I love the fact that this kangaroo paw is standing above everything else. That's what I really wanted. Almost as though it's growing up out of everything else as antlers. But tell me, what do you think? Do you feel as though it's too separate? Because if you have this different tiers, right? You have this lower layer here, which is eucalyptus is around. And I may work in a few more pieces of eucalyptus on the outside just to kind of bring a bit more flowing. There we go. Just kind of work around. I have a couple smaller pieces of eucalyptus. And I like to have those around the outside just to kind of fall over to the sides. I don't want everything to be just straight up and down too vertical. Definitely don't want too vertical. I like it kind of to flow out, like it's overflowing out of the vase. All right, the kangaroo paw sits above everything else. It's a level above, a tier above, and I wanted it just like that down below. And it is all lime, whites, chartreuse, and then this eucalyptus is giving that silvery green coloration. Tuck that in a little more. What do you think about this one? I like it a lot. I mean, I do. I really do. Tell me your opinion on it. Yeah, I see it right there too. I see that. Did you see it? I see it. It just looks a little empty. Work another little eucalyptus piece here. And just to finish filling it up, I have a peony. It just looked a little empty right there. So I'm gonna get this peony right here. There we go. Now, I would say that's complete. Tell me what you think about this one. This is the first one, in this vase, which is, clear glass. There's this stripes on it, just kind of really texturized there. I think it looks really wonderful. I like this a lot. I'm very pleased with it. I'm very happy with it. I'd love to know what you think about it. Drop down in the comments and let me know. Let's set this one to the side and let's come back and do the second one. Now, and this time I do want to use this vase. I haven't used it before. It's so unique in shape and texture. So I want to use this vase. Let me go with some water. Okay, add in some water here. And I'm mostly just using this vase because I want to use this vase because I've never used it before. I'll add a bit more water towards the end. Plant food. Let's get this in there. I'm trying to be more diligent about that. I really want to put these together and I want them to last. There we are. And let's get active. The second go around, a bit smaller. Definitely a shorter vase, so these stems are going to have to come down quite a bit. Don't have as much of an opening here. Let's start off getting the majority of the foliage pieces that I want in there. Let's get them in. Still focusing on making sure. There we go. Again, mostly starting out with just a V, creating a bit of a nest. Oh, that's nice. And just, I love the fact that it is starting out flopping over the sides. That is a look that I enjoy. And you can see, starting out here and doing this one a little differently. A lot of the same plant elements. I haven't added any eucalyptus to this yet. And it's really green, 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 and green. And that's what I want. And there's one more poppy. And so think four corners with the poppies. Let's turn this here. So that's good. All right, I haven't added in any eucalyptus and I'm gonna hold off on it and see if I want to add it or not. Still wanna think about it. But now let's start to get a bit of color in here now. This one is definitely staying more green. And I really love this color, just the way it's coming together. And I can definitely see also that the water level is going to have to come up quite a bit on this one. And that's fine, I can get that water in there at the end. Just kind of working my way all the way around. You see I'm staying exterior with those. Those are out right there. Get another one in right there. That was a little taller. I'm just kind of turn here. Saying, okay, are there any gap spaces? There's a few. There's a few. Let's get a couple more of those. A couple more of those in there. Like here's a space right here. And so, I think I like the way this looks here. You can see. But what's missing? Well, color. Bit of vibrance. Let's work our way back into the interior now with that vibrance. These blooms, I love the way they're coming together. Now this one is, again, you could tell is a bit different. I'm looking and I'm saying, all right, I really like what I have here. Does the kangaroo paw, I don't know why I keep wanting to say monkey paw. Does the kangaroo paw blend? and I think it will, but definitely not as much as is in the other vase. There we go, different textures, different heights, and I love height. You can see it's a little taller here, coming down, a little lower. No eucalyptus so far, still holding off on that, trying to make that determination if I want to add it in or not. So far that's a no. And you can stop here, it'd be okay. But I do want to add in a bit of color contrast at the very end. And just texture and shape. And this time, not having the kangaroo paw stand as high above as I on the other. So just slim that down just a little bit to where you're just getting just that centerpiece. Here we go. Good, that's good, but not done just yet. I want a little more in there. I feel like that's good. I feel like it's gappy, so if you're looking, I try to make all the way around arrangements, right? So no matter which side you're looking at it from, it will look good. Similar, you have the kangaroo paw still jumping out at you, but it's a more tucked in than on the other. But tell me what you think about this one. I think it's good. I like it a lot. I like the way it's come together. Kangaroo paw here. I feel like this side needs, yeah, I'm missing a piece. I need one more piece to stand on this side. And it's gonna go right there. There we go. And that's in there really well now. I like that a lot. Tell me what you think about this one. I like this one a lot. But I have a bit of floral left. Let's do a small one. Okay, so this is going to be the last one, and this is mainly because I have some florals left, right? I have some flowers, I have some material left, and I want to use it. I just don't want to not use it. I don't want to leave it, and this is going to have to come down quite a bit because this is going to be a really small vase, and that's fine. That's totally fine. This is actually exactly as I want it to be. This is going to be just a really small vase, something coming together really pretty. Using a lot of the exact same plants that I used in my last floral, or the last two vases that we put together. And if you want to think about it, like you're going to a wholesaler, you're getting a lot of plants, so you're going to get a lot of the same things, and you want to make sure that you utilize everything. Then get several vases. Do it exactly as I've done here. Get several vases, and in those several vases, use all your plant material and consider it practice, to where you're using all the material that you have and you're just kind of working through and say, okay, let me add this together, slightly different combinations. What will the different combinations look like as I pull them all together? I think you could really have a lot of fun with that, and that way you're using all the material that's below the waterline that you have, all the plant material that you have. You could do a lot of different things with eucalyptus, so I won't worry about using all of that. My wife's going to use any eucalyptus pieces that I don't use. She's going to use with some of her beauty care, and so I don't have to worry about those. I'll let her take care of that. But for me, I have these pieces and I just want to pull it all together. I want it to be beautiful. I think these pieces are just coming together really well here. Again, much shorter vase. It becomes, how can I add all this together to create something beautiful? Going interior right there. But still, same color palette as everything that we worked with before. Two final pieces of monkey paw. Same as the others. Get that monkey paw in the interior. I think that's just where it shines the best. It's gonna be a little long. Why do I keep saying monkey paw? Kangaroo paw, guys. get this kangaroo paw in the interior. There we go. And here's number 3. Just a bit looser, smaller. Make sure nothing's not used. It's all pulled together. So that's 1. Here's 1, here's 2. And here's 3. Which one do you like? They're all a little different, but I think they're all beautiful. Tell me what you think. And when they're all put together, you can't really tell them apart, but that's 3 different vases. What do you think? I love the way that the kangaroo paw stands above. I like that it's more integrated in the second one, and then the last one is just wild and fresh. This is what I have for you guys. If you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe. I love building these floral arrangements. I'm going to keep doing it, and I would love to have you along with me as I continue to go to great gardens, make floral arrangements, and just enjoy all things gardening. Until next time, take care.